Okay, so this is the new Unit 7. So Unit 7 is going to be all about area. Area, area, area. It's another short unit, but that's okay. All we're dealing with is area. And perimeter. So can't forget perimeter. The perimeter, you probably already know what it is. The perimeter of a plane figure is the sum of the side lengths of the figure. Simply put, we add up all sides. And that gets us the perimeter. The area of a plane figure is the number of non-overlapping square units of a given size that exactly cover the figure. That's the fancy term for area. The non-fancy term is how much can you fit inside. Actually, no, that's volume. Take that back. Yeah, area is just how, like if I were to lay tile on the floor, that's exactly 1 foot by 1 foot. How many tiles do I need to buy to cover my floor? Obviously, you're not going to overlap the tile because that wouldn't be nice to walk on. You're going to lay it flat. That's area. Before we get into that, let's just kind of talk about some notation here. When we do these, lowercase b is going to stand for base. Lowercase h is height. And then one you probably don't know, d. That's going to be diagonal. Okay, so for a parallelogram, the area is the base times the height. So area is BH. Notice the height goes straight up and down. It's not this side over here. Straight up and down. Okay, rectangle, same thing. Base times height. A square is technically the same thing too. Base times height. But what do we know about a square? They have the same sides. So instead of saying base and height, let's just call them sides. Side and side. So area of a square is just side squared. Then we have a triangle. So on a triangle, this whole bottom piece down here is its base. This is the height. So our area is 1/2 of base times height. Or you can write this as BH divided by 2. But that's our formula for triangle. Trapezoid, we've got base 1, base 2, and the height. So that area is 1/2 of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Or another way you can see this written as base 1 plus base 2 times height, all divided by 2. and then the rhombus and kite. We call each of these a diagonal. Its area is 1/2 of diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. Or you could also see that as D1 times D2 over 2. So those are the formulas. Now let's just find area and perimeter. So for perimeter, remember we add up all the sides. For area, we have to use our special formulas that we just talked about. Okay, for this parallelogram, our sides are what's in bold black here, not the dotted, just solid. So for perimeter, we just add them up. 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 5. That would get us 22 inches. There's our perimeter. Area is base times height. Now the base is what's along the solid here. Don't do the dotted, just the solid. The height is the part that goes straight up and down. So this time we will need a dotted measure. I need the height. That's what goes straight up, straight down. So this is going to be 6 times 4. Well, let's write our formula first so we know what to plug in. Base times height. That's going to be 6 times 4, which is 24. Now on area, it's square units. So this will be inches squared. Make sure you put your units, please. Okay, rectangle. Well, I know that all my sides are the same, just like on a parallel, not all of them are the same. Opposite sides are the same, just like on a parallelogram. So this is 4, this is 6. To get the perimeter, add them all up. So 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 6. It's going to get you 20. What units am I in? Inches. For area, area of a rectangle is base times height. So it's going to be 6 times 4, which is 24 inches squared. Again, make sure you put the square units for area. Okay, C, we have a side with all sides the same. That's called a square. So this one's 13, this one's 13, this one's 13. Add them all up. 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13. Do I sound like a broken record? Add 13 up 4 times, and you get 52 meters. Now you're probably asking, can't I just do 13 times 4? Yes, for perimeter, you can. Now for area, remember we said for a square, it's just side squared. So 13 squared is 169, and then we're going to have meters squared. Okay, D, we've got a triangle. So on this triangle, the 10 is only my height. The 12 is what I use for perimeter. 12 plus 13 plus 17. That'll get me 42 centimeters. So there's my perimeter. For area, the area of a triangle we said is 1/2 base times height. Now I already said the 10 is my height. My base would be this 13 down here. So I'm going to do 1/2 of 13 times 10. Which is equal to 65 centimeters squared. Okay, E, what shape do we have? It's a trapezoid. So first, let's just get the perimeter. So 7 plus 11 plus 8.06, not 8.08, 8.06. Plus 15. That's gonna, we add all those up, we'll get 41.06 meters. Okay, now for the trapezoid, we said the area is 1/2 of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. So, I know I got my 1/2. Our bases are going to be 15 and 11. Now, it doesn't matter which order you put them in. If I wanted base 1 to be 11 and base 2 to be 15, that's fine. As long as you recognize 11 and 15 as the bases, you'll be good. So 11 plus 15. And then my height is the one that goes straight up and down on my 7. So this means area equals, if I multiply all of this together, I'll get 91 meters squared. Okay, so there's the front of the notes. So far we've looked at every shape. Not quite though. We haven't done what? We haven't done rhombus and haven't done kite yet. So we still have those two to look at. Okay, so here we have a rhombus. And we know that because two sides are 8.6. So we're going to say the other two are 8.6 as well. So to add them all up, well, 8.6 plus 8.6 plus 8.6 plus 8.6. We add all of them up. The 8.6s, add them up 4 times. You'll get 34.4. What units am I in? Centimeters. Now, for our formulas for area, a rhombus is 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. Now, notice they tell me AC. AC. Ah, that's a diagonal. It's 14. BD. Hey, that's another diagonal. It's 10. They give me the diagonals. Luckily, I don't have to find them. So we're going to say 1/2 of 14 times 10 and see what that gives us. Let's see, 1/2 of 14 is 7. 7 times 10 is 70 centimeters. Now this is area, so it's 70 centimeters squared. Okay, so now we have a kite. Oh, what do we know about kites? Think back to the test we just took. This one has to be 8.38. This one has to be 4.72. They have to be the same. So add them up for perimeter. 8.38 plus 4.72 plus 4.72 plus 8.38. Together, that gives us 26.2 kilometers. Okay, now to find the area. The formula for the area of the kite is the same as it is for a rhombus. 1/2 D1 times D2. So D1 they tell me is 12. They tell me D2 is 5. So I'm going to say 1/2 of 12 times 5. Oh, that'll get me 30 kilometers squared. Okay, next one. We have a rectangle with a length of 17 and a width of x minus 5. On these, what I want y'all to do is try to draw a rectangle. and label it. That way you know what is what. So we drew a rectangle here. Let's label it. It says a length of 17. A width of x minus 5. Now they don't tell me what's what. So I just gotta go with this. I'm gonna have an x in my ankle. My answer. I'm gonna have an x in my answer, but that's okay. So for perimeter, we just add them all up like we usually would. 17 plus x minus 5 plus 17 plus x minus 5. Now, let's combine like terms. So let's see, I have an x here, have an x here. So how many x's? 2 x's. And then 17 minus 5 is 12. Plus, and then 17, so I'm gonna have plus 24 here. Now, notice they still gave me units. So I'm gonna put this in parentheses and then say my units were centimeters. There we go. Yes, x is in the answer, I know. But that's okay. Okay, area. For area, we still do base times height. So our base is 17. Height is x minus 5. Now, please don't leave it like this. Let's distribute the 17. So that's going to be, I'm going to open up a parentheses here because I'm going to need it so I can put my units on it. It's going to be 17x minus 17 times negative 5 is 85. And we're going to be in centimeters squared. Okay, next one. Again, they think it's funny to put letters in there, but that's okay. We'll show them. We can do it with or without letters. So perimeter, add up all the sides. Four x plus 8 plus x plus 1. So I need to count up my x's. I've got 4x plus 1x gives me a total of 5x. And then 8 plus 1 is 9. I don't have any units here, so I'm going to just write the symbol for units. UN, units. 5x plus 9 units. Area. Our formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So let's see, our base is x plus 1. So I'm going to say 1/2 of x plus 1 times 6. Now here's where a little bit of creativity comes in. I can distribute the 1/2 in there, and then I'm going to have a bunch of fractions. So what I'm going to do instead, since we're multiplying, I can move things around. I'm going to multiply the 1/2 and the 6 together and just get 3. And then I just got to distribute the 3. That's easier. So this is going to be 3x plus 3. That'll give me units, so I use the word units squared. That's our area. Okay, word problem. The Texas Treasures quilt block includes 24 purple triangles. The base and height of each triangle are about 3. Find the approximate amount of fabric to make the 24 triangles. Okay, so let's draw a triangle here. Now, they tell me that the base and height are about 3. So 3 and 3. And I need 24 of these to make a quilt. Well, let's find the area of 1, and then I can find the area of the total. So area is 1/2 base times height. Give me 1/2 of 3 times 3, which is 4.5 inches squared. This is 3 inches. I didn't put my units. But that's just for one triangle. How many did it say we needed to make a quilt? 24 triangles. So to get the total, we simply do 24 times 4.5, which would give us 108, and then our units are inches squared. Okay, so that's the lesson for this last day before Thanksgiving break over Unit 7, Day 1. Stay tuned for the guided practice.